So, Mr. Nolan, you are recognized for an amendment.
Go back.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. First of all, I'd be remiss if I didn't commend.
Hold on one second, Mr. Nolan. It's not been handed out. I'm sorry. And while we're doing that, would the clerk designate Mr. Nolan's amendment?
Amendment number 18, offered by Mr. Nolan.
Mr. Nolan, proceed, please.
If the clerk would please read the amendments, very short.
Without objection.
If not, I'll read it. Notwithstanding any other provision of the law, no federal requirement that a state indemnify the federal government as a condition of carrying out a water resources development project shall apply if such requirement is incompatible with relevant state law. But before I address that, Mr. Chairman, I started to say I'd be remiss if I didn't commend our committee chair, subcommittee chair, and the ranking members for the bipartisan, nonpartisan effort, collaborative effort that's been put forth here to solve problems, fix things, and get things done. It's the kind of process that has been successful in this country for several hundred years, and the other committees would do well to witness and follow what has happened here. Additionally, it builds the kind of consensus that enables legislative efforts to become law and, as I said, fix things with common sense and getting things done. With regard to my amendment, the Army Corps of Engineers currently requires any non-federal sponsor of any cost share program to fully indemnify the Army Corps from any liability, other than, the case of a gross negligence by a federal employee. This is an Army Corps requirement for any state agency that signs a formal project participation agreement. Many states cannot sign such an agreement, since it will be regarded as a state agency obligating a state to future appropriations, which violates their state constitutions. In many cases, this problem is resolved through the use of third parties, such as a local watershed district. But this is a recipe for a disaster eventually, and I could go into that if the members of the committee like. The Upper Mississippi River Basin Association has confirmed to me and my staff that this problem exists in Minnesota, Wisconsin, Illinois, Iowa, and Missouri. While we do not have the final numbers, it's apparent that this provision is a problem affecting the vast majority of states throughout the country. My amendment simply tells the Corps that they cannot impose this requirement when it violates state law. This should allow for reasonable negotiation in these cases and enable all states to participate in Army Corps cost share programs. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.